Hey there, this is Beef, and we have a very special tutorial for you today because today we're going to do an OP mob farm. It will give you just tons of XP and loot, and if it seems like a big job and you're worried about not being able to finish it, don't worry about it because you can do it layer by layer and just upgrade as you go and continue to use the farm until it's finished. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is find a biome where mobs spawn, and you want to block up 45 blocks. Place ladders or scaffolding so you can get up and down the farm. While facing the ladder, place 3 blocks on the left and 4 on the right, and then extend the platform out 8 blocks. Then fill in all the spaces in between, except for the spot right in front of the ladder. Next, place 4 double chests down like this, and place a hopper into the back of each of them. Next, place a chest on top of each of these hoppers, and then place hoppers going into the 2 middle chests and extend those back another 2 hoppers. Please take a moment to make sure that all your hoppers are facing in the right direction and you have your chests at this level. This part is optional but is highly recommended. Go ahead and place fences all the way around so that you don't fall off. Next, place solid blocks against the hoppers like this, and then you want to place your pistons down in this configuration. Recommend using glass to close this off so you can see the mobs inside. Get your droppers and place those on the corners, and then you want to put your observers facing into the droppers with the back of the observer over the piston, and then you can go ahead and fill in the additional spaces with solid blocks. Go ahead and fix this mess up if you did the same thing I did. Next, you want to block up all around like this, 22 blocks up from the hopper. This is your drop tube. Next, replace these 4 blocks with magma, and then we're going to go ahead and block out by 7 blocks in each direction. Next, you're going to fill in the outer perimeter. You can go ahead and fill in all the blocks in between. Next, we have to step up and go out another 7 blocks, place a temporary block, and then block out 7. Do this on all 4 sides. Once again, fill in the perimeter, but this time we're also going to fill in the inner border, and then go ahead and then fill in all the spaces in between like before. Next, place a temporary block on the side, and then go ahead and place blocks all the way around the border. And then for every corner, we want to place a block like this, a block on either side, another temporary block, and then we're going to place slabs all the way around the sides like this so the mobs can't spawn here. So we're going to do, we're going to skip this block, and then starting from here, we're going to do water all along the edge, making sure when we get to the end, we do not fill this block. You will end up with a lake up here of solid blocks, and you'll have to refill it before you can continue. And it'll ruin your life. So don't fill this block. Remember, skip this block. I'm saying it a bunch of times. Now you can go ahead and put water in these 4 corners here. The water should stop right there on the edge. Use trapdoors. Coral fans work a little better though. Okay, so right here, same thing. You go up 2 like this, and then you're gonna go up 3. And this is your platform. So go ahead and align that on all 4 sides, and then fill in all the blocks in between to create your first platform. Cool. So we're going to go up 2 like this, and then we're going to do 3 by 3. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do another 3 by 3, 2, and then we do a 3 by 2, skip 2, 3 by 3, and then skip 3, and then it's a 3 by 3 again, like this. So it should look like that. So go ahead and do the same thing on all 4 sides. I take the spot where these 2 meet, like that, and you do the same thing for all 4 corners, and that's where you're going to do your next cutout, just like this. Too far. Yeah, okay, so now what you want to do is you want to cut another row in the middle here like this. Very good, and then you want to go ahead and put fans on all these holes like this. Part I was talking about, so if you don't have fans and you need to use trapdoors, they will work. They won't work as well, but they will work. But they have to be placed like this so that when you close them, it leaves a wide open hole. You can't place them like this, for instance, because then when I close it, kind of gets in the way. So if I were to do that in a couple of spots, you know, well, now a spider can't get through there. So you have to be very careful that when you place these, they're facing the wall like that. Place one in the middle like that, one in the middle like that. See? And don't forget to place your fans on the outside as well. Mobs are going to fall off on the outside. They're also going to fall in through the holes in the middle. So let's remove these. I'm going to switch it to nighttime and I'll show you just what I'm talking about. So what we need to do is we got to place a door at this point right here. So that way we can throw the trident in. So you want to place the door in like this. And I recommend that while you're building this, you have this covered up, because if you try to get in here and do this, the mobs are going to fall in your face. So you got to kind of, you know, you break a hole, you step in here, like, oh, don't kill me, and you block yourself in so you can be safe for a second. Sometimes the trident will fall out, and when it does, it'll land under the hoppers sometimes, or even down below the platform down there somewhere. It's also possible. So you just come over here, you run up, you crouch so you don't fall in, and you throw the trident in. And be very careful, because if somebody else throws a trident in here and you have friendly fire on, and you accidentally fall in here, it'll kill you. I've been killed by trident killers a few times. It's not fun. Alright, so now it's nighttime, and I'm going to stand right here. And we're just going to look in and let's see what we get. Let's look there. I think that was a zombie. Yeah, see there's mobs there. They're rocking around. They're falling in. It's all good. If we come down here, we can take a look at them closer and see what's going on. The spiders, if they cramp up there, they'll get killed by the magma. The rest of the guys will just fall right in. Spider, you're making me look bad, man. Fall in, bro. You can use it now, but let's go ahead and let's add another 4 floors to the top of this thing. So at this point, the farm is done, but it will only work during the day. Let's go ahead and add a top to it so we can get this thing working 24/7. So what you want to do is you want to take your leaves and come to the corner. You want to block up 10 blocks. Next, fill in 28 by 28 leaves, which is right directly above the platform. Next, go to a corner and step out 8 blocks. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side of this corner, and go ahead and do this for all 4 corners. Next, you can fill in these blocks between the corners like this. So if you take a look, it's getting dark everywhere already except for the corners. So we're going to go ahead and fill in those corners now. Step up, and you do it kind of round like this. Right, so you can literally just go to the edge, and it's going to come out one more every time. So that's it. Just like that. Do the same thing on all 4 sides. Once you have all 4 sides done, it should look like this. Now, a lot of tutorials will tell you to put slabs on this roof here, so that way no mobs spawn up there. But I can see here that clearly that roof is out of the spawn sphere, so I'm not going to bother, and you shouldn't either. Okay, so the farm is basically ready to go. There's one more thing we have to do to make this thing just go as fast as it can. And what we're going to do is we're going to break these blocks out. Now, if you've already gotten this far, go ahead and just block this off like I have right here and make sure no mobs can get through. And then you just want to break these 2 sides off. And we're going to put basically a campfire right in that spot. And then we can go ahead and just glass this whole thing off. Like this. You can leave the corners open. That's okay. What's going to happen is a zombie will pick up any string that ends up in these spots anyway, and then we're just going to close this up like this. Put a glass block right there. You can remove that temporary block, and then just close this off like that. You can remove that temporary block. So just like that, missing a block right there. So it's going to remove this temporary block. So what's going to happen is that the spiders are going to get stuck in this corner here, and it's going to help kill them a little bit faster so that they don't clog up the bottom down here. Alright, so let's do a quick test. We're going to test it for 20 minutes and see how we do. And let's go. It's been 20 minutes, and we're going to multiply by 3 whatever we get. Alright, so let's get the last bit of XP. So let's say I got 31 levels. Let's go to the other side. Let's make sure I didn't miss any. So we got 31 levels in about 20 minutes. So that's not terribly fast, but for a general mob farm, that's not bad. So let's keep going with the levels though. So we also got all this stuff. So this stuff is all enchanted. If you wanted to take maybe a trip to the nether or something, you could use that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these with the grindstone, get some additional XP. It'll also give you these overpowered bows. I'm just going to grind this one just to see how much XP we can keep getting. So I'm going to hit the grindstone. Just grind all these up. And we get a little bit more levels like that too. Then these can just get popped in here to be smelted to give you both gold and... oh, I forgot one. Let's see how much XP it was. Pretty good. Put this in here to be the fuel for smelting along with sticks and everything else that comes out of this. And then we can put the rest of the gold and iron. Oh, this one needs to be just enchanted. And do any of these have anything? No. And we'll put those up here as well. So we'll get a little bit of iron and gold out of this farm as well. And then let's see what else we have here. So there's always going to be ink sacks. This is all the stuff that I consider to be garbage. This you would just kind of pick up, come over here, and then just toss it into lava or something to get rid of it. There's nothing you can do with these. They have no good game purpose as far as I'm concerned. So all of this stuff can either be traded with villagers for emeralds and XP, or it has another important game purpose. So I've separated into a different chest. And then last but not least, we have the gunpowder. Gunpowder for me is very important because I make a lot of TNT. So I look at gunpowder as a very important metric in a mob farm, and this one's giving me 2 and a 3 and a third. So if you multiplied that by 3, it would give you about 10 stacks. 10 stacks is the maximum that I've gotten from a mob farm. I have a split density mob farm that's supposed to be better than this one, but it gives me about the same. Well, that's all we have for this one, folks. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you on the next one.